Let's talk about what an idiotic strategy it is to throw as many kicks as he did early in the fight. Conor McGregor has said that going into the fight, he already had fractures in his ankle and that the UFC knew about it. He said, I was injured going into the fight. This is direct quotes as from ESPN.com, according to his Instagram. I was injured going into the fight. People are asking me when was the leg broke? At what point did the leg break? Ask Dana White, ask the UFC, ask Dr. Jeff Davidson, the head doctor of the UFC. They knew I had stress fractures in my leg going into that cage. It was debated about pulling the thing out. He then added, I am essentially getting exactly what I needed to get there. I needed to get treatment on my leg. I needed to get treatment on my ankle. I needed to get treatment on my shin bone. And I would have never committed to going under the knife unless something like this happened. So something like this happened. I am getting exactly what I needed. And what I needed was a titanium shin bone. Now I have a titanium rod from my knee to the ankle, and the doctor says it's unbreakable. So much to unpack on this. First of all, if you'll recall during the fight, Dustin Poirier actually pointed to his leg on one of those kicks and said, I got you. And that's what Dustin Poirier referenced after the fight as, I knew that's when he had broke his ankle or injured. It was on that kick. And he pointed it out. Now, maybe he did have stress fractures in his ankle. If that were the case, one, why do they allow the fight to happen? That's just number one. Maybe stress fractures aren't that big of a deal. I'm not a doctor. Maybe it's like, yeah, everybody has them. People do it all the time. No big deal. That's number one. But if that caused the ankle to be weak enough to have a risk like this, and you know that going in, let's talk about what an idiotic strategy it is to throw as many kicks as he did early in the fight. I understand the strategy is, let's take away his legs. Let's slow him down so that our stand-up can overwhelm him. That's a common strategy in MMA. But what doesn't make sense is, let's throw a lot of kicks with a fractured ankle. What? That'd be like knowing you've got a fracture in your hand. Let's use the left almost exclusively. What? No. So even if you knew you had a stress fracture and you want to blame the UFC for letting the fight happen, why the fuck was the game plan to throw so many kicks? In my mind, if I'm like, well, I'm going to fight, I'm going to get my payday, I can go out and beat his ass, bum ankle or not, as long as nothing crazy happens, I'm good. Why are you kicking? What are you doing?
Daddy's making a YouTube video!